Hello friends, I hope you're all doing well, and just a quick note before starting this episode. As you probably know, this trip is coming to an end, unfortunately, and therefore I'd like to discuss two things with you. First of all is the fundraiser. It's going really well. We're almost there and reaching the ultimate goal, building a school in Africa, but we do need a last push. And therefore, if you've been enjoying this series of me riding around the world, then please consider donating. Every small contribution helps, and I really appreciate your help. And second of all, if you want to be there for the big homecoming in Amsterdam, you can. Just keep an eye out on my social media. I'll post the date, the time and the location, and I hope to see you there. Well, without any further ado, let's get this episode started.
This week on the Sunday Ride, I'm starting my week in Porto, and while following the Camino de Santiago, I'm making my way to Spain, the last new country I will visit on this trip. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Lovely morning from the shorelines of the Atlantic, and after having spent a day in the beautiful city of Porto, it is time to leave the ocean behind and go further up north towards the north of Spain. And I should be able to reach the border tomorrow already, and from there onwards it's gonna get more hilly and I hope also a little sunnier than this, but let's find out. It's another very cloudy and drizzly day today, but on the plus side I have pretty much made it to the Spanish border, and it's gonna be the 32nd country that I'll visit on this trip, and also the last new country, because after this it's only France and Belgium, and I've already crossed those countries in the beginning. So the last new country, and also by crossing into Spain I'll go back to the time zone of Amsterdam, so I'll be for the first time in almost 2 years back in the original time zone. All these arrows are pointing in the direction that this trip is ending almost. In just a couple weeks more. It's a strange feeling, but I guess I have to get used to it. Let's enjoy the last weeks. was a bad idea. Okay, I'm currently arriving in Santiago de Compostela, which many of you might know from the world famous pilgrimage named Camino the Santiago. And actually there are multiple routes you can take towards Santiago, one of which is the Portuguese route, which I've been following over the past days. And after Santiago I'll also be following the French route in opposite direction though. But what all of these routes have in common is that they all end at the big cathedral in the city center. So exciting stuff, let's have a look. Alright, and straight on to the next important moment of this trip. I know it doesn't look like much around here, but actually this location is very important for completing my circumnavigation. And for those who don't know, the circumnavigation is basically what I'm doing, a full loop around planet Earth. And there are a couple requirements that you have to fulfill. One is to have cycled at least 18,000 miles or 25,000 kilometers. Check. Having traveled, including ferries and flights and such, at least 25,000 miles or 40,000 kilometers, check. And 3 is to have 2 antipod coordinates, which are basically coordinates on either side of the world. And this location right here is exactly on the other side of the world of the Arthur's Pass in New Zealand, where I was, I think about 8 months ago. So that one is checked off right now as well. The only thing that's left to do is get back to the place where I started. Let's get back to Amsterdam. And through the beautiful mist, we are getting higher up in the mountains. Although we still have 2 big climbs to go before reaching Leon, one up to 1200 meters of elevation and one up to 1400 meters of elevation. So let's keep those muscles working. Right, cows? There we go, over the top of the second and last climb, and from here onwards it's an easy cruise to Leon.
Next week, during some rainy days, I'm exploring the north of Spain while following the remainder of the Camino de Santiago. And I'm also welcoming another special guest on this series as we continue together to Bordeaux. But that's it for this week, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hi there, thank you for watching this video up until the end, and did you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe down there or click on my face right there. It really helps me a lot, so thank you. I would also like to remind you that I am making this trip in order to raise money to build a school in Africa. For more information or donations, click on the school right next to my face. And while you're at it, don't forget to follow me on social media as well. Links down in the description below. See you next week.